Everyone, thought I'd do a quick video just to kind of help us get through the graphing idea. I know on that homework assignment here, I got number 7 and 8 and some kind of reversed numerical order. The question often is, how do you know how to sketch these things? And I think what you want to be able to do is you want to kind of go through and identify information that's given to you directly, indirectly, and things like asymptotes, domain, range, points that are outright given to you. Those are good things to look at. And then the other information that's given to you indirectly kind of relates back to what you did in this unit. There's a table of information here for the first derivative table because it's talking about regions of increase and decrease. So basically, you run your domain from negative infinity to infinity and use the information from the paragraph to decide if you're coming upon a local maximum or a local minimum. So for this question number 8, it says we're decreasing to 0, then from 0 to infinity we're increasing. So we know when we go from decreasing to increasing, you have a minimum value. So the 0 here is where your border is. F is 0 then is your minimum, and F is 0 is given to you as -4. So that's a point you can plot. You're indirectly given the second derivative table as well. It's talking about the function being concave down from negative infinity to -1 and -1 to 1 concave up and 1 to infinity concave down again. So again, you build your table, domain going from negative infinity to infinity, right? Kind of putting your domain in the proper order. We know when you change concavity from concave down to concave up, it's a point of inflection. And from concave up to concave down, it's a point of inflection. And again, you're given this information in your table. You're told points of inflection are plus or -1 and -3. Your table justifies that. So now how do you sketch? While you take your information, and I always plot my points first. So I'm going to plot 0, -4 first, -1, -3, and 1, -3. I plot those points first. I like to put my asymptotes in next as well. So put my asymptote in at y equals -0.5, and then I sketch. And I want to make sure that when I talk about a point of inflection, I know that my curve, my asymptotes go from being my tangent lines go from being above the curve to being below the curve. So I want to make sure there's a bit of a transition, again, below the curve to above the curve. And then everything else is like a dot to dot, right? My function's decreasing, be smooth. My function's increasing, be smooth. And there's your sketch for number 8. Question 7, kind of the same idea. What information is given to you? Asymptotes, domain, range, all that information can kind of be highlighted here. You're given a couple of asymptotes, x equals 2, x equals -2. You're given a horizontal line, y equals 4. You're told a domain. You're told about some intercepts. So you're given some outright information that you can use to sketch right away, right? You can plot some points right away. You can draw some asymptotes right away. I'm going to go to my tables again. I'm going to make my own table, though. It wasn't given to me, but I was given all the information I need. Negative infinity to infinity, right? And kind of going through in the proper domain. Negative infinity to -2, -2 to 0, 0 to 2 to infinity. Make sure I'm going in the proper order. I'm looking for where I go from decrease to increase or increase to decrease to see if I have maximums or minimums. Only have one decrease to increase. So at f of 0, again, that point's given to me. At f of 0, it's 0. So 0, 0 is a point I'm going to plot. So again, plotting points is important to me. My second derivative, I've only got a couple of increased concave up, concave downs happening. But again, negative infinity to -2, -2 to 2, 2 to infinity. I put those in the proper order. Concave down, concave up, concave up, concave down. I got points of inflection. I should have a point of inflection at -2, and I should have a point of inflection where f equals 2. But my domain says x can't be 2 and x can't be -2, which means I actually have no points of inflection. So the only point I have to plot then is my minimum at 0 and 0. I've got some asymptotes to sketch. So now I want to make sure that I'm going to follow the process properly. My function is decreasing, and it is concave down, negative infinity to -2, decreasing and concave down. So my function is getting lower and lower and lower, and all the tangent lines are above it. Concave up from -2 to 2. Right, that's like a parabola happening in there, and it decreases for part of it, it increases for part of it. I've got a local minimum. So again, my dot to dot works. Okay, so when you guys are sketching graphs, I think you want to make sure that you know what points you can plot, what your asymptotes are, and then how do you draw the sketch based on almost doing your own table in terms of first derivative rule and second derivative rule. All right, fast talking. hit replay, hit rewind, and let me know if that helps you out or if you need some more clarification. Hope you're doing well. Take care.